Did you ever have aspirations to be one of the anchors on Today? Not just the news anchor, but was that something you thought you were being groomed for?
I don't know that I was ever really groomed for it. I think it was just that I was there a long time as the news anchor. And, I thought Katie would stay there forever, really. We felt like we were all going to stay there forever. And then things started to change. I think that when I was offered, I actually didn't lobby to be the news anchor. I didn't lobby to be the host. Mm-hmm. It was offered to me. And there was a lot of expectation that I would get it because I had been there a long time. But I never had an agent or a lawyer going into the front office saying, you need to make Ann that person. I mean, I did have a representative once saying, you need to discuss this with her. But so when I was offered the job, it felt like, I don't know, I guess I felt so many things. I thought about my father and my mother and almost not having finished college, having gone to college. I mean, just all that came at me and I thought, this is a great opportunity because now this says that I have even more ability to fight for these stories and reach and wrap my arms around America. So I was really excited.
Before they did offer you that job, when Katie did leave in 2006, were you surprised that Meredith Vieira came in as the co-anchor?
I was, because I didn't know anything about it until she was announced. Mm-hmm. It was, I think everything was, everybody was very quiet about it. The negotiations tend to be like that. And I'm really glad I got to work with Meredith. She was really fun to work with. Just a joyful, smart, talented woman.
When you were offered the co-host position in 2011, who brought it to you? How did you find out?
Steve Kappas. Steve Kappas sat me down and said, guess what? And he told me that and I remember walking out of his office elated.
Do you remember the first day? Can you describe that for us, that you had that role on camera?
I just remember being kind of just stunned. I mean, I had been on the broadcast for so long. I remember feeling, kind of really joyful. I mean, one of the things I did think about, which, I did have a lingering worry about, was that the job of the co-host on the Today Show is less involved. That person is less involved in news. And there are maybe there are one or two. By the time I became co-host, there was maybe one or two news interviews in the entire broadcast. Really, a lot of the interviews were celebrity interviews or cooking segments or fashion segments or how-to segments or segments about some development in medicine. Take more vitamin C or go get your mammogram more often or something like that. But really, it was really by the time I became co-host, you were really limited to maybe one or two, maybe three at the top, news interviews. And they tended to be very short, 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes. So it didn't feel like as much of a news job as all the other jobs I've ever held. So there was something in me that made me think, well, I hope this lets me, get more stories that matter. I mean, I just really, and I also, at this point, it was a great counterbalance to the trauma and the difficulty of a lot of the subjects I was covering, the opportunity to do something more fun and light. But I did have a kind of lingering worry about, can I still remain true, right, to what I've always done and my true mission. But beyond that, I was very excited, and I knew the team, I felt comfortable with the team, and I knew everyone, and I was very hopeful.